Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. The U.S. unemployment rate has been above 9.5% for 14 straight months, the longest stretch since the 1930s. But joining us to talk about her legislative efforts to create jobs is Congresswoman Judy Chu, who represents the 32nd District. Nice to have you with us again.
Great to be.
Good to have you back in the district, by the way. When the number came out again in September and we saw that our national unemployment rate was 9.6%, what did you think?
It is very frustrating. I was certainly frustrated. We have done a number of initiatives, but it's hard to turn this around overnight. We actually had the stimulus package, which created and saved over 3.5 million jobs. We also had an act called the HIRE Act to help small businesses keep unemployed workers. And we had a few Making It in America initiatives. But these things are going to take a little time.
It's hard to turn a ship around overnight, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Right. You know, there was a very popular program called TAMF, and I have to read it. It's the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. I understand that's been changed because I can't say it and I do this. It's called Jobs Now, right? Explain what that program was. It was funding from the stimulus package. I think it was about $5 billion, and California received upwards of $1.8 billion of that. What was the program, and why was it so important to California?
I was the lead advocate for this program, and we did indeed call it Jobs Now. It took TANF money, or stimulus money, to provide temporary jobs where 80% of the costs would be borne by the federal government. So people could be hired very, very quickly. It was a win-win. Businesses got temporary workers to help them with their labor needs, and workers got to put food on the table.
And my understanding was it was geared towards those who were either on unemployment, those who were on welfare. It was really trying to get people from just taking money to going to work and being compensated for working. So it was really meant to get those who really needed to go back to work quickly on the job.
That's right, and Los Angeles County did a marvelous job. They got 11,000 jobs going in a year. So
I know a lot of credit goes to Supervisor Don Knabe because he found this and he got into this, and he's been a big supporter of this, and he said this has really made a difference in Los Angeles County because we have one of the highest unemployment rates in the nation.
We've been working together, and in fact it was passed by the House in several bills 4 times, but it got stuck in the Senate. I have high hopes that when we get back after the elections that we will be able to introduce it again.
And so you're mentioning that it expired September 30th, but everybody was recessed in order to head home to the district for the election. Tell me if this is true. I understood that basically those jobs are not being funded and essentially people could be laid off. You guys have to go back and have to basically fund it again, and then employers have to call people back?
Yes, it breaks my heart, but that is very, very true.
It just doesn't seem like much of a seamless transition, is it?
No, and in an ideal world it would have been funded well before this. It's a program that works. There's no reason not to.
Is there an appetite in Washington to try and support this kind of program, even given the federal budget deficit?
Yes, many people saw the value of this program, but it was stuck in politics.
So, well, I guess we'll have to wait to see after the election to find out what happens. Will you speak for a moment about just the dignity of having a job? How much difference does it make giving somebody a check versus it is somebody learning a skill and having a job?
Oh, I think by far most Americans want to do the honorable thing and have a job and work for a living. And so it means so much for them to have that. Plus they get the skills.
Right, and my understanding was part of this was supposed to be job training because the employer paid 20%, as you said, the federal government paid 80%. So the idea was to get people in the workplace and get working again.
Well, not only that, it allowed the employer to experience that employee, and some of them hired them permanently.
Right, which is great because sometimes people interview well, but they don't make good workers, and sometimes the vice versa. So everybody benefited, didn't they?
Oh, yes.
All right, well, so we'll be watching this legislation. Good to have you in the district as always. Look forward to seeing you again. For Charter Local Edition, I'm Tracy Young.
You made a big move, going right when everyone went left, followed a big dream with no guarantees, and found big opportunity, even in tough times. They may call your business small, but you've never done bigger things. Charter Business offers customized internet, telephone, and TV solutions to power your success. Get more done with speeds up to 75 megs, the fastest ever available from Charter Business high-speed internet.